needed some time to flow in today. I want to welcome you. Just making sure that everything is all set for our show today. I'm making sure that, you know, you guys can hear me. I think you can hear me a bit better now because I just fixed my microphone. Making sure that I'm on the correct camera, right? So I'm making sure that everything is okay. If you guys can hear me, I would love if you let me know this way. I can be sure that we are having the best experience here, hanging out together. And I want to make sure that I'm seeing comments. Hello, lovely people. Hello. I'm going to show you my face in 2 seconds. Just making sure that we are all set up. Okay, I see, Tamel is here. So sometimes when you're using an external streaming service, we just see Facebook user sometimes. So if I can't see you, and I'm saying Facebook user on this live, definitely have no fear. It's just me, or it's just that I can't see your name, right? So I'm seeing hello, Vibe with B, Chandra. All right, guys. Yes. Everyone is in here. Hello. Welcome. We are in for a treat today. I'm so happy to have you guys here. It is XayLi. I'm XayLi Barclay of XayLiBarclay.com. If you don't know who I am, and I am your visual content creation coach, but I specialize in video content creation, right? And I keep visual content because I just love helping you guys stand out, regardless of whether it's with, standing out with yourself, with your graphics, whatever that is. But video is my medium. Video is my jam. Hello, DJ Marie. Hello. Everybody say hi. Don't be shy. This is not the place to be shy. This is the place to show up and speak up, right? Ooh, hello from Oakland. Oh my gosh, you guys are in the house. Now I'm going to ask you something. If this show is valuable to you, or if you looked at last week's episode, if you've interacted with me before and I've helped you in any way, I would love if you share this. If you share this, then we can get more people here and, we can continue this thing every Friday, right? So I'm so excited about that. I've been doing this live show. So I started off with doing live shows on Sundays, and now we are here on Fridays because I had to pick a specific day. Sundays was my test. But listen, we are here to jam out on Fridays. And I just want to encourage you, whatever you've been afraid of starting, just start. It's all a test, guys. So I am the creator of the Start, Shoot, Grow Video Academy. And I'm also a Thinkific expert. I have that sweet spot in between helping you to build, market, and sell using video content. So if you are a service provider, you're an online business owner, you're a CEO, you're a founder, you are the boss of all things, girl, you are in the right place. Right? So hello. Now, I want to let you know that I'm so excited to have you guys here. We are live on all platforms, but if you want to join the conversation, especially after this show, to let me know what gems you pulled out of it, definitely join the Facebook group, and you can head to my website to do that, and that is XayLiBarclay.com. I've linked it below somewhere here, but I highly recommend that you do that because my Facebook group's vibes is just super dope. Welcome from England. Hello. That means we're a global show. Now, okay, so you can head to the website to sign up to be a part of that group, right? If you are in there, you know that in there we do exclusive master classes. Our interaction is really exciting. Everyone is in there helping each other, pushing each other to move forward. And we have some special things coming up, especially for November, right? So I don't want you guys to miss it at all. Somebody said go. I don't know who it is. Hey, Sophia. Hey, guys, right? And if you're in the group, you already know that if you hashtag Ask XayLi, that's where I can actually feature you on this live show. So you would get eyes on your brand and business, and you'll be able to get your questions answered, right? Guys, just give me 1 second. Let me make sure that this computer is live and okay. I guess we lost it. That's okay. All right. So yes, I'm back. I'm back and my monitor is back as well. All right. So we're doing a bit of housekeeping for this show, and I want to make sure that I'm letting you guys know that this show is powered by the good people over at StartShootGrow.com, which is my video academy. Without me being able to help other people in there, I wouldn't be able to get on here and share for free live with you, right? So please share this video. I would really appreciate it. If you have not shared yet, I'm gonna give you a moment just so that you can do that, because there's people who need this, right? And let me know that you've shared after you've shared, just so that I can definitely personally tell you thank you. I love getting in the comments after the show and thanking the people that shared. If you've been here before, you know that, right? Somebody else needs this info. And also, hello to my replay viewers. You guys know I love asking you to hashtag replay crew if you are watching. So welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome to the Ask XayLi show. So today we are covering a few things. Whew, I was about to say we are covering a few things. That's where my Trinidadian accent definitely comes in, right? We're sharing some things, some good things, right? So listen. You have probably been thinking about how you can really stand out and attract the right eyes online. I've been wanting to do a whole segment about this, and I had the pleasure of doing that because of Taisha Bradley, right? So I'm seeing you guys sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I really, really appreciate it. So Taisha asked, how can we get on the radar of major brands like you have with Thinkific and Adobe, right? So this is inside of the Facebook group. She hashtagged Ask XayLi. Like I said before, you want to get into that Facebook group, head to XayLiBarclay.com, click the link at the bar at the top of the website, and it will take you to the sign up form to get into the group. Now, this is the thing, right? I am so excited to answer this question. And I had someone else ask this question, and this was Kaniqua Jones. So Kaniqua, if you're here, we're answering your questions. So Taisha and Kaniqua, who are very vocal in the Facebook group, had similar questions. And Kaniqua said, my question is, how can we get noticed by major brands? Thank you, Ask XayLi, right? Guys, today, I am going to share 10 things with you that you need to be doing. 10 things. Hey, Kaniqua. Okay, she's here. 10 whole things that you can walk away with today. Now, in our emails and in the social media promo for the show, I asked you guys, hey guys, write down 5 brands that you want to work with, whether it's in the next 3 months or the next year. So I'm looking for, after you do some of these things, I want you in the next 3 months or even 1 month to come back and say, hey, Zay, this is what happened based on what you shared. This is stuff that I know works. So write down 5 brands that you want to work with if you have not done that just yet. And this could be a variation of smaller brands, bigger brands, whatever it is, girl, listen. But I'm going to share a few things about that too, right? And I want you to really, really think about the things that I'm going to share with you today and implement them. So we're all about action here, and I love it. So now, if you're thinking about standing out and getting recognized by brands, or even after a while getting paid sponsorships or, paid relationships as a smaller influencer, here we go, right? So I'm sharing specifically for my little people because I'm a little person. I consider myself a micro influencer, but I've worked with some pretty cool brands. So I'm giving you all the tea today. So the first thing is that you must genuinely love the brand and know how it's helping you. Right? You must genuinely love that brand, and you have to know exactly how it's helping you. And this is important, and how it can potentially help your audience, right? You guys know I always have something sticking out here, right? So you have to know how it can help your audience. I don't share anything with you guys that I feel like is not helpful to you guys, or if I feel like, it's not in alignment with my people, right? I'm very, 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 I'm always sweating, guys. I'm very, 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 cognizant of that. I never want to share the wrong things with you guys. Ooh, girl, look at me. I look like I'm crying. That's because my studio is hot. Let me see if I can get someone to turn some air on for me. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now, hello everyone. If you're joining, please say hi. I am sweating up a storm as usual. Let me just make sure I get my remote set back up. Last week we spoke about teleprompters and I shared with you guys what I use, right? So make sure you know how it can potentially help your audience. Now, this is a bonus and it's also number 2. If the brand is a smaller brand, right, then you have a better chance of getting their eyes on your brand, right? And because Taisha asked about Thinkific, I'll tell you something, because Taisha said, how do you work with bigger brands? Listen, guys, when I started like even targeting Thinkific, like, hey guys, hey, I'm over here. They probably had less than 10, not probably, they had less than 10 people on the team. Now they have a team of, I don't know. It's actually an insane number. So I don't know the exact number, but it's a crazy number, right? And they are growing exponentially, especially because the course industry is booming right now. So if you have not created an online course just yet, you need to do that. Right. But they had less than 10 people on the team. I would like to say, I believe that number was between 3 and 5. Right. And I realized that I loved their platform, and it didn't even have all of the bells and whistles just yet, but oh my gosh, I loved what I was able to do. I loved that I could have made it look like a website. I loved so many things about Thinkific. I loved that I was able to make my money right there. My courses, my students would get access. I could use the email tool inside of Thinkific. Oh my gosh. And this was years ago. Right. So this was years ago, right, Taisha? So I hope that you're understanding this. And that's why I'm asking you guys to think about the size of the brand. Like, it does not have to be a huge brand. And the reason why I shared that is because, you have to think about how that business feels when they see someone that is excited about their product, right? So here's some smaller brand strategy. And this is number 3. So some smaller brand strategy is, if you think about a smaller brand, seeing someone speaking about what they have to offer, the crazy part is like, it's like someone with a small business, because most of these smaller companies don't have a lot of people on their teams. So that could mean that the CEO can be there doing things and looking at what you're doing with their brand and how much you love their product. And let me know if this is resonating with anyone here in the chat. I definitely want to know, right? Let me know if this makes sense, like what I'm saying. So, when you think about your own business, if you see someone else sharing like, oh my gosh, this business helped me so much, and this is what it has helped me do. I was able to increase my income. I was able to attract more people. I was able to have a more streamlined system in my business, whatever it is, right? Think about that brand that you think is bigger. In the same way, they are excited if they have someone raving about their product online. And I'll tell you also, a lot of companies that you think are huge and they look huge to us still have a team of 10. Like, I remember when I started using Notion for notes, because I love brainstorming in Notion. I think they probably had 5 people on the team, and this was probably last year. So there's so many things, guys, that the thing about it is, do your research, and we'll talk about that later, right? And when you're sharing, you want to share your genuine opinion and what that tool has been able to do for you, right? So that's really, really important. Number 4, I remember when I first started using Instagram years ago, I can't even remember what year, guys. I used to be so insecure to tag bigger brands, right? Or stars or celebrities. I used to feel like, well, who am I to tag Beyonce? And I'm being honest, I would be so nervous. And it kind of, there you go again with the sweat, girl. Child, right? I would be so nervous about tagging bigger brands. But then I realized, hey, if I'm screaming from the mountaintops about your product, I am going to tag you. So be confident, right? When it comes to sharing your joy, find the platform that you know this brand frequents. So if that brand is on Instagram a lot, you know that you want to connect with them via Instagram. And what happens is when you share a brand, and especially in this time, this is the perfect time to do this. So this is some Instagram strategy. When you share about a brand in their stories, more than likely, if you're sharing great content, they will share you with their followers. And we'll talk about that as we go on. So listen closely, right? So find the platform that the brand frequents. Who can type that in for me? Find the platform that the brand is frequenting, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube. I personally feel like Instagram stories, which is actually where I was able to connect with Thinkific, is so personal, right? Because you end up in that person's DMs. So use the things that I'm telling you today. Right. So I feel like when we also think about being confident and not being afraid to show your face and share, because, you know, that's what we do over here. Right. You have to know that brands score the web to see who is using their product and how they are using it. Thank you. Find the platform that the brand frequents, right? Even if they're not frequenting YouTube, remember when we search something, that search comes up inside of YouTube. I remember I was speaking to someone on the team of ConvertKit, and I was telling them that I think we were working on a project together, and I was telling that person that every time I release a YouTube video, I send it out to my subscribers. So I always encourage my YouTube subscribers to get onto my email list. And so every time a new video comes on to my YouTube channel, I don't necessarily depend on YouTube to let the people know. I actually depend on myself sending that email out. And if you're on my list, you probably always get those notifications of something new that we have out there. Right. And that person was like, oh my gosh, that's how you use ConvertKit. And I was like, yes. So definitely everybody used things differently. And they were like, you know what, I'm going to take that back to the team. So you got to think about things like that. We all use things differently. So when a brand is scoring the web to see who is using their product and how, not only are their customers finding you or other people finding you to work with you, but also the brand is seeing you. So this is a great way to get in front of a brand, even if you have not started your YouTube channel yet. And I'm sure most brands now provide referral codes or affiliate codes. You get what I'm saying? So definitely let yourself be seen and be known, right? The other thing is, if you're into trends, then it's smart to use things like reels and stuff like that, because what happens is we are always, I should say brands are always looking for ways that they can do things through people or things through influencers or whoever their audience is. So if you're using something like reels, the brand is going to be so excited to share it, right? So the brand is inclined and excited to share that content, right? So like I said before, right now we're in a time where if you end up, hey Makita, you end up in people's Instagram stories, they want to share it. Or if you tag them in something, they want to share it. I just feel like Instagram stories is a great way, or the best way right now in this time, because it automatically puts you in that inbox. And I'll tell you, don't be nervous if you don't, if they don't see you right away. Keep on going, keep on sharing, and keep on tagging. I have had brands reach out to me based on probably a YouTube video, and then they connect with me on Instagram and they realize, oh my gosh, she's been using our product for so long and tagging it and sharing it. So even though you might be getting crickets, keep going, girl. Keep going. Right? Number 5, do your research, right? Create content that the brand is surely looking for. Look at the type of content that they're creating themselves, right? So like I said, they are always looking. They're always looking on to see what people are, doing, how people are using their product, how can they improve their product. And in seeing what you're sharing, that's a great way for, them to get familiar. And that word, let's just highlight familiarity. Guys, look at how, oh my God, girl. So the thing is, we want brands to get familiar with our names and seeing us and sharing us. So you guys know there's this tool that I love using. called Remarkable. And I realized that nobody had my style of photos when it came to sharing the Remarkable. So the Remarkable is like a tablet that I use. It's the way that I got rid of using lots of paper, because it's actually, you're able to write on the tablet itself and it doesn't connect to the internet or anything. So that's what I love about it, because I can really focus and zone in and take my notes. And so I started intentionally taking photos that were clean, clear, and crisp. And when they reached out to share my content, they actually realized that I had been tagging them for a while and that my content was a bit different, because I would write my feelings on my Remarkable and I would take intentional photos. So for me, I create content with the brand in mind. My goal is for them to share me anyway, even if they don't. Right. And so when they finally got in contact with me, they realized, oh my gosh, she's been sharing stuff about us, for a while. So when a brand becomes familiar with you, it's a whole different story, right? Because if an opportunity pops up, who are they going to connect with? Girl, you, right? So you want to also look at the type of content that they're creating for themselves and figure out how you can fit yourself into that, right? The next thing you want to do is dig deeper. So do your research, dig deeper. See if their audience, if you guys kind of share an audience, or if you're able to share as it pertains to your audience. So you're letting them know that, listen, I've been sharing this with my audience because they're interested, right? Like I said before, we all use things differently. And the way that a photographer uses HoneyBook, which is a platform that I absolutely use and love, is different from the way that a coach uses HoneyBook, right? So I'm a coach, but I think HoneyBook was originally created for photographers. I just had a brain fart. For photographers, right? So it's completely different the way that I use HoneyBook, but the way that a photographer uses it might be for more one-off things, whereas a coach might be able to use recurring payments. But if I create a tutorial on HoneyBook for coaches, that's a total game changer, because I'm actually typing in how to use HoneyBook as a coach. So who's going to find that, guys? Coaches, right? Coaches are going to find it. And that is something that, is so epic. Like, hello, because I'm helping HoneyBook attract a new audience and teaching them how to use the product. But also I'm attracting coaches who might want to work with me as well. So it's all about being intentional. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know. Are you with me? Is everyone with me still? Let me know down below. Number 6 is partnerships, right? So partnerships can work in both ways. You got to think, like, how can the brand serve my audience? Meaning I'm creating content for them. Awesome, Sophia. Thank you for letting me know. And you also want to think about, how can you serve the brand's audience, right? So it comes in different ways, partnerships. It might be that they're bringing you on to say something or to share something with their audience, or you are sharing with your audience how to use this thing. And it kind of comes back to what we were saying before, even about HoneyBook, right? And what happens is, when that happens, they come to you first, because you're the first person on their mind, because you're what? You're what, guys? What? Familiar, right? You've already been using it. You already know what it is, right? So you want to think about how you can serve either your audience, right, with the content that you're creating about the brand, or how you can serve the brand's audience, right? I first started serving my audience based on Thinkific, right? And their content. And then now they always bring me on to serve the brand's audience, because I know the product inside and out. I genuinely love it, and I'm genuinely passionate about Thinkific, right? So partnerships work in that way. The next thing you want to do, which is tip number 7, let me know if you're enjoying these tips, right? Is build a genuine relationship. The person managing the account on the back end, although it might be a company or, it might look larger than life, but it's a person just like you. They have a birthday just like you. They like to feel special just like you. So you want to build genuine relationships, because it's a real person, right? And soon enough, they will know your name. So you want to take your time and build relationships. Like I said before, it doesn't always, happen right away. But as you build that relationship, it can blossom in the long run. And I'm always building relationships for the long run. I'm never, only thinking about, oh my gosh, Zay, all we got to think about is the now. If someone doesn't answer me now, if I don't end up on their stage now, that's not how this works. It's really about relationships. So just how you build relationships with your clients, you're building relationships with the brand as well. Right? And you just always think about the long run, like what you want to do with this brand in the long run. I remember when I first got on Thinkific, I said to myself, I want to be on their website one day. Boom. I'm there. Right? And then that grew into, I want to partner with that brand one day. Boom. Right? And so this happens in different ways. Now, the other thing is you want to believe in the brand so much that it always rolls off of your tongue, because as much as it becomes familiar to you, like I said, you'll become familiar to them. Example, if you use Pine Sol and you use it every day and you share it as a part of your routine, people are going to then start associating you with that brand. And when the brand sees that, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is why I said it has to be a brand that you absolutely love. You have to love this thing. You have to know that, oh my gosh, girl, this thing is changing something about my life, my business, my future, something, right? So you have to think about it in that way. Okay. Now, number 9. This one is really exciting. It's called Talent Scouts, right? So when you start when you start rolling off the tongues of everyone, or, someone you've decided, last week we spoke about domination and dominating a lane and then, deviating into something else. Now, Talent Scouts will see you, right? When you're known for something specific, and then you start becoming the go-to person. So it's kind of like, okay, so this brand over there, brand A, is looking for someone. They do a few Googles and they find this person, right? And then brand B is looking for someone and they didn't even Google. They see that brand A actually found someone to do that specific thing. Now they reach out to you like, hey girl, hey, how can we work with you? How can we, can we pay you to do this or that? Right? So you got to think about it in that way. You got to work to become that go-to person. Make sure that people know you for something specific. Right? So think about the thing that you've decided to become known for. And I'll tell you right now, people are out there looking for talent. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching video content, because let me tell you, it's so powerful. And Talent Scouts, when I say Talent Scouts, they're looking for people that are ready and excited to get on camera and share about, whatever the product is. Taisha asked about Adobe. I've been using Adobe forever. So I was more than excited to work with them. Right? So that's the thing. When you become known for something, you get to stay at the forefront of people's minds when it comes to that thing. And then a lot of talent scouts, it's actually a talent scout, one person working for different companies. And so they will always keep you at the forefront if you're always, thinking about that relationship, guys. And obviously people will ask you to come back if you do a great job, right? So that was tip number 9. Remember that people will also refer you to people, right? The last one is create quality content, right? So create content that is exciting, engaging. Make sure that you're not only talking about it, but if you want to work with a specific brand, make sure that you're showing the product in the video or in the frame of the picture or whatever that is. Make sure that you are, right? And then go the extra mile. Let's go back to research. Make sure that everyone else who has created content before on this specific thing, make sure that you are, looking at what they're doing, but figuring out a different angle or something that's specific to you. Like I said before, we are not all the same. The way that we use things are completely different, right? So I might use Pine Sol to mop, but you might use Pine Sol to clean your bathroom. Right? We're all different in that way. I don't know why I chose Pine Sol, guys, but bear with me here. So that's the thing. So you got to think about, well, what didn't this person cover, right? Which is why I love doing research. What didn't she cover that I can definitely cover based on this specific thing? So make sure that you're creating crystal clear content, make sure it's quality content, and make sure it looks good. And when I say look good, you don't have to have a fancy setup. Just make sure whatever you're doing is well lit, or make sure it's crisp. Like if you're doing a screen share, make sure it looks good. Make sure, it's not blurry. We don't have to have all the fancy things to do that. Like even our phones right now. I don't know who's in here waiting on the iPhone 12, but I've definitely seen some good things about it. But yes. So Taisha and Kaniqua, I hope I answered your questions about just getting recognized and being seen by a brand, because these things are really powerful. They are things that I still use every day in all that I do, right? I love tagging brands, especially things that I absolutely love. And then when they share you and your content, the beauty of it is their audience gets exposed to you. Sometimes I tag eyewear, depending on whose eyewear I'm wearing. And the crazy thing is that people find me, and I have people say, oh my gosh, I came here to see your glasses, but I definitely need to get on camera. So thank you, girl, for doing all that you do. You get what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, great. So that is something that I wanted to make sure to get really deep with this for you guys. And trust me, I can go way deeper, but I wanted to give you guys tangible and tactical information so that you're able to walk away and try some of the things that we spoke about today. Right. Now, the next question that we have, I hope you guys are having a good time. The next question that we have is by Kathy. Right. So Kathy said, if we are going to be going live on more than one platform, is there a way to start a live on all of the platforms at once, or do you start one each individually? Now, the best way for me to answer this is to actually tell you guys what I use, right? So even in doing this show, I actually use, you guys know, look at I'm sweating. Ciao. I use Ecamm, right? Now, Ecamm connects with Restream. I'll preface this by saying, because I know you guys are going to kill me in the comments after, but I'm going to share an alternative. I use Ecamm. Ecamm is for Macs, right? So if you have a Mac, that's what Ecamm is specific to. If not, you can use the same tool that I'm going to recommend here. So for me, because I want to go live on Facebook, on YouTube, on all of those things at once, because I have a diverse audience, and I know that when I'm creating my live stream, I'm doing it with a different strategy in mind, because I don't want my live to die, right? I don't want it to burn out. I want to be able to repurpose this into a YouTube video so that you guys can either refer to it later, easily find it on my YouTube channel, find it whether I decide to upload it into a podcast form. Like there's so many things that you can do with video content. So this is basically a live episode that we're recording, right? But the thing about it is that I use Ecamm. Now I use Ecamm because of my camera, right? So the camera that I use, I like pulling it through Ecamm. However, you can also directly use Restream. So I use Restream.io so that we are currently streaming on YouTube. We're streaming in the Facebook group. We're streaming on the Facebook page. We're also streaming on Periscope, I believe. And I don't really stream on Periscope anymore. I used to do it years ago, but it was an option. So I'm like, let's cover all bases. So you are able to do this as well. So you don't need to be Mac only for Restream. You can use it with Windows as well, right? So that's what I use, Kathy. It is absolutely awesome. There are also different options. You can use Zoom to stream in different places as well. If you have an updated, YouTube, if you have an updated, what am I saying? Zoom, if you have an upgraded plan with them, right? Which is the webinar plan, I believe. Okay, so let me answer some questions. I'm going to put up this question, and I can't see who this is, but this person asked, guys, I don't know. Okay. Let me see. This person said, if you post the live straight to YouTube, how would you add an intro logo sting? That's my main question with sending things from Ecamm to YouTube. This is Sydney. Sydney, right now, I am using scenes, which is in Ecamm, right? So this is the end of our official Q&A. So now we're in like an impromptu Q&A. So I'm going to do a few things, finagle a few things, and answer Sydney, right? And everyone else who is interested in seeing this. And, look at it. Stay around. Let's hang out. Now, Sydney, inside of Ecamm, we have what we call scenes, right? And if I can probably get into live demo mode, which is what I'm going to do here. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Options live. Ooh, hold on. Wait. Live demo mode, right? And that is going to allow me to, let me see. Hold on, guys. I hope you guys can still hear me. But Sydney, inside of Ecamm, and Sophia, I will try my best to get to your question. Hopefully we don't go over. And if not, I'll be happy to answer it inside of the Facebook group if you are in there. So the cool thing is that within Ecamm, you are able to use scenes. So Sydney, for me, if I go into show scenes window, what happens? Oh, it was right here all along, girl. So let me move this over here. So with scenes, I can preload specific scenes. So this was my intro that it was a very simple intro, but this was me just getting ready, testing things. Cause I used to be doing this live, showing my face live doing this. And I decided, let me just, have the show up at the front so people actually know the time and stuff. My main scene is actually where you can see my face, right? So that I come back to my face for that main scene. And then I preload all of my questions. So when you see that it shows up, I'm actually running a full show on the back end here, guys. So I preloaded Taisha's question, I preloaded Kaniku's question, and I also preloaded Kathy's question, right? So, this is the thing, like we're able to actually create. So what I would do if I wanted to, Sydney, have like an intro, I would just preload it as a video. And when I go live, all I have to do is hit play. And let's pretend this is my intro. I would wait till it's done. And you're able to set things in Ecamm to where as soon as the video is done, it can transition to this scene, which is us right here, right? So I'm going to get out of live demo mode and just talk to you guys again. But yes, Sydney, let me know if that was helpful. And let me know if that's the question that you are actually asking, right? I hope it was. So that's the thing. With Ecamm, I'm able to have a fully produced show, which is what I love. And when I'm done with it, Sydney, for me, what I do is I pull it from Ecamm and, we re-edit it, right? So we re-edit it in that if I do want to put my official YouTube intro and such and repurpose this content, I can do that as well. So it would just be an edit, right? So that is what the back end here looks like. So I plan my shows out, which is why I ask you guys to share, because I put a lot of love into this, right? And I really want to give you guys a quality experience when I show up here. But as much as I'm doing that, I want to be able to repurpose this content and put it back onto YouTube as well. So sometimes what you'll see me do is chop it up as it pertains to the topic itself. And then, I'll move forward with the actual, creation of that repurposed content, right? Let me see what Sydney said here. So I'm going to remove this. I just put this up here so that everyone can see. And let me see. So Sydney said, again, thank you. I skipped all the instructions on how to use Ecamm. I just wanted to figure it out. You know what, Sydney? I did the same thing. So as I go and I want to do something, I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I do? And that's how that happens, right? Oh, that is absolutely amazing, Sydney. I'm so excited, sending you lots of love for your live stream on Sunday. I know it's going to be absolutely amazing. All right. So, Unsolicited said, is the timer a part of Ecamm as well? Yes, it is, right? Now, let me tell you the reason why I put the timer onto the show. I wanted to make sure that I'm being mindful of the time so that, first of all, my editor, I don't want him to have to go on forever editing this one video because we chop it down, like I said. And also the other thing is that I just want to be respectful and mindful of you guys' time. So as much as we are hanging out and having a good time on a Friday, I want to make sure that I'm being respectful to your time. So when I see that timer, I have it set for 45 minutes from start. So when I see that it starts going crazy or, like, hello, like, I'm way over that time, I know, Zay, it's time to get off, right? Riva the Diva said, your video quality is amazing. Are you connecting your camera to your computer or a webcam? Yes. So I have my computer connected to my camera. This way I can give you guys really great quality. And this way, when we re-upload to YouTube, it's great quality as well. Right? And that's really, really important to me. Thank you, Riva the Diva. Okay, I think Sophia had a question and I'd love to answer it. Sophia said, do you need a following to be a brand ambassador? You know what? This is a packed question. I've seen people with not a lot of followers be brand ambassadors. So sometimes the brand might believe in your potential as a creator if you are creating amazing content. Even for me, I don't feel like I have a huge following, but hey, I'm still working alongside brands that I absolutely love. That's why I reminded you guys that you're building a relationship with a real person on the other side, right? All right, let's see. Can you remind us what camera you use? Afia. Yes, Afia, I actually use different cameras. Let's talk about it. I am actually going to upload a video based on this because people ask me this all the time, because I also use Ecamm into Zoom. And whenever I get on Zoom with this quality, people are like, XayLi, what the heck? Right? So I use a Canon EOS R. Yes, I use a Canon EOS R. I love Canon. You're able to just plug and play with Ecamm. And that's another reason why I do love it. I am very simple, guys. I'm super simple. Like I say, I'm not one of those video coaches that has 1,000 things going on and that's begging you to buy 1,000 different cameras. That's just not how I work. If I have if I have a webcam I'm using, which I do use sometimes, I use the Logitech Brio, right? I like using it. And I love that with Ecamm, we're able to zoom in and zoom out. You can do so many things with the back end of this that is absolutely amazing. But Afia, that's what I use. I also use sometimes my older camera, which is a Canon 70D, right? So I used the Canon 70D for years, and I recently, probably 6 months ago, upgraded to this camera. I hope that was helpful. Let me see. Ooh, who is this? Let's talk XayLi about the camera. I have this is Sydney. Okay, I have an anniversary coming up soon, and girl, I only put tech on my wish list. That's it. Buy me tech. Just tech me out. Don't ice me out. Tech me out, because I can make money with that tech, right? So Sydney, listen, I see you, girl. I'm with you. Miata, thank you so much. Yes. So I am a coach. How do I split the scenes from action to seated scenes effectively? It's simple. So you just get onto Ecamm itself and you hit play. It's as simple as a play button, right? So if we go back into live demo mode, and I go back into scenes, right? You'll see the scenes window right here. So you guys are seeing my back end. I have all of your comments pulled up, which is why I'm always telling you guys, please talk to me so I can see your comments and talk back to you. So listen, so let me just turn this off, right? And so if I'm in live demo mode, I am right now, but because I preload my scenes, I can actually hit play. Right now, you can set it to where the scenes do, like, it probably loops, or if it's a video. I don't want it to do that because I want full control of my show. I want to be able to choose what I'm going back to at the end of everything. So when I go into question mode, I want to be able to choose to hit play again to come back live with you guys. If I go into if I am live, I want to be able to easily press play, right? So that's all that it is. I hope that helped, Coach. I can't see your name, so that's why I was telling you guys I see Facebook users sometimes, right? Yes. Okay, guys, you see my timer says 0, right? That means we're about to end. It is better than StreamYard. I've been using Ecamm for almost, I think, 3 to 4 years. I'm not going to lie. And I've stuck with them. This is the thing. When I recommend brands, it's things that I've been using forever, and it still works effortlessly with my business. So I've actually grown with Ecamm, and I'm actually looking to do something really cool with them pretty soon, right? So, I love Ecamm. I've met them in person. They're amazing people. I love working with brands that are just awesome people all around. Now, just remember that it is Mac specific. That's the only thing. Danny W said, do you recommend building your business first or brand, or both simultaneously? And do you recommend Canva to build a brand kit? Yes, girl. Use Canva to its maximum potential. You guys know I love sharing Canva content. Yes, please do. I have created for bigger brands using Canva. Okay. And I'm talking about actually creating something that I'm going to present for them. So don't be afraid to use Canva. Also, that's a really good question, Danny. I love talking about personal brands because that's what I'm really great at. And so I would say it's really a choice. Like, if you have the income, you can take your time and build your brand per se. But if you don't, and you're really looking, I don't even recommend surviving off of your business. You can definitely build both simultaneously, because you're probably building something where you're helping people. So that is an aspect of your brand itself, right? But I have seen people just build their brands and then successfully launch easily. So I would say that a lot of what we don't think about when it comes to business building is the traffic, right? And creating an actual audience. So a lot of times I see people launch a business with no audience, and that's not necessarily what you want to do. So I hope that was helpful. And it really depends on the type of business that you're building as well. So you got to think about those things. So I would say, even building your brand or your personal brand is obviously easier if you grow a personal brand and then you launch your product or service, because then people kind of know you. But that's also if your brand is kind of around whatever it is that you're launching. So there's so many things to it. And I'll be the first to tell you guys, a business is not easy to build. So definitely put your hard hat on when it comes to it. Business is the biggest self-awareness journey ever. All right, guys. So thank you so much, Danny. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Listen, we are here next week, Friday, again. So if you want to know what we're talking about first, head over to XayLiBarclay.com and get into our Facebook group. Like I said, I have some amazing things planned for the Facebook group. You guys know I'll get in there and really get to teaching, which is what I love to do. Rich Smith from England, thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, I'm a martial arts coach. Wow, that is super cool. Rich, I have a feeling that you've commented on my YouTube channel before. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, welcome. I'm happy that you were here, guys. It was such a pleasure connecting with you today. If you feel like this was helpful, again, even before we leave, just share a little bit so somebody sees it and we can come on and do this over and over. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And I will connect with you guys soon. Head into the Facebook group. I'm going to go in there and say hi and just thank everybody. Thank you, Afia. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Rich. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Sydney. You guys are so amazing. listen, I'm here for it. Reba the Diva. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. I will connect with you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.